putting our children at risk. That's how the federal government is describing Alberta's sweeping changes affecting transgender youth. Premier Danielle Smith plans to require parental consent for students 15 and under who want to change their names or pronouns at school and put restrictions on hormone therapy and surgery.
Prematurely encouraging or enabling children to alter their very biology or natural growth, no matter how well-intentioned and sincere, poses a risk to that child's future that I, as Premier, am not comfortable with permitting in our province.
Premier Danielle Smith first announced the controversial changes in a video posted to X last night and said they came after discussions with her United Conservative Party caucus.
Well, we know that we have to preserve the rights of kids to be able to make decisions as adults.
And today she was grilled with questions.
Parental rights are not really a thing in Canada. Children's rights are. They're enshrined in the Charter. How confident are you that these new policies won't violate the Charter and the Canada Health Act as well if you're reducing access to services?
Well, I guess I'll have the lawyers debate that out.
Smith says her government is introducing policies to require parental consent for students 15 and under who want to change their name or pronouns at school. Students 16 and 17 would not need consent, but their parents would have to be notified. Smith also announced unprecedented restrictions around hormone therapy and surgery for transgender teens.
These policies include a prohibition on gender reassignment surgeries for minors aged 17 and under. For children aged 15 and under, puberty blockers and hormone therapies for the purpose of gender reassignment will also not be permitted, with the exception of those who've already commenced their treatment at this time.
According to Smith, there are about 100 surgeries each year requested in the province, and a quarter are for patients aged 18 to 25. At this time, those patients need to fly to Quebec to receive the surgery.
We are going to attract a doctor here so the surgeries can be performed here, as well as the aftercare, which is very important in the case of some of the especially the bottom surgery.
Another change, parents will have to opt students in to every lesson about sex education, sexual orientation, or gender identity. The law right now requires parents to opt out.
But if, as I suspect, there is structured education on structured days, then I don't think it's a hardship for schools to say, this is the day that we're going to be discussing issues of sexuality, sexual orientation, and gender identity.
The new policy also forbids transgender women from competing in women's sports leagues. Premier Smith saying the government will work with leagues to set up co-ed or gender-neutral divisions instead.
It was very disturbing to see that Alberta is moving forward with policies that will severely harm and violate the rights of trans and gender diverse people in the province.
The Canadian Civil Liberties Association is already challenging New Brunswick's policy changes and plan to use all legal tools available to protect the rights of Albertans as well.
We're seeing this trend across the country, first with New Brunswick and then with Saskatchewan, and now we're seeing Alberta come up with what is right now the most egregious policies that are violating the rights of trans and gender diverse communities in the province.
Since no legislation has been tabled just yet, Canada's Justice Minister says it's too soon to comment on court challenges. But Arif Virani has been quick to voice his concern, saying it's a harmful and misguided policy.
To all kids, and to those who woke up this morning feeling like they were being targeted by their government, that you are loved, you are welcomed, you are respected, and that there are many, many Albertans who stand shoulder to shoulder with you today.
The leader of Alberta's NDP calling Smith's message cruel.
Danielle Smith claimed she doesn't want to politicize this issue. This was a cynical and deeply dishonest statement.
Smith saying today that they will be talking more about implementation in the coming months as they expect the final policy to be ready in the fall.